Good day, dear learners. It's nice to see you again too. Welcome to our course Foreign Language. In this lesson, we are going to be looking at the topic Forestman. The aim of our today's lesson is to develop language, communicative and cultural competences, critical thinking and creativity, to enlarge vocabulary related to the topic Forestman, to improve speaking and writing skills. And the objectives of the lesson is to identify the definitions of the words a forest and a forestman, to study factors influencing on deforestation, to consider advantages of forests for human life, to explain the use of present perfect, to point out the ways of using adverbs in descriptive writing. Students, when you think of or hear the word forest, what comes to your mind? What is a forest? Can you give me the definition of the term forest? A forest is a large area of land that is mainly covered with trees, plants, and wildlife. It's a natural ecosystem dominated by trees and other vegetations. Yeah? What is a forestman? Can you give me the definition of the term forestman? Yeah? Think about it. So, a man who lives in, works in, or is closely connected to the forest, such as a hunter, woodcutter, or someone adapted to forest life. Forestman is such kind of a person. So, students, factors influencing on deforestation. Human anthropogenic factors, agricultural expansion, logging, infrastructure development, mining and industry, shifting cultivation, environmental and natural factors, wildfires, pests and disease, climate change. Advantages of forests for human being. The first one, oxygen production. Trees release oxygen needed for breathing. Second, climate regulation. Forests keep temperatures balanced and reduce global warming. Third, carbon dioxide absorption. They act as carbon sinks, slowing climate change. Fourth, soil protection. Roots hold soil and prevent erosion. Fifth, water cycle maintenance. Forests help rainfall patterns and groundwater recharge. Sixth, source of food. Fruits, nuts, mushrooms come from forests. Seventh, source of medicine. Many modern drugs are derived from forest plants. Eighth, timber and raw materials. Wood, paper, and fuel are obtained. Ninth, habitat for biodiversity. They support countless species of animals and plants. 10th, prevention of natural disasters, reduce floods, landslides, and desertification. Now we will discuss about the grammar of today's lesson. Today we will discuss about present perfect. My dear students, we have during our previous classes several times discussed about this tense, but not in such a more informative way. We have said that when we were speaking about past tenses, that we use present perfect in order to speak about the actions which happened in the past, but when we don't give information about the time when particular action was done. As in the case, as in the example, when a wife says to his husband, passing the neighbor's gate, look, our neighbors bought a new. Look, our neighbors have bought a new car. In this sentence, you can easily see the usage of present perfect. Because here the speaker underlines the result of the action. She doesn't think about the time when the neighbors bought a car. She sees the result and she speaks about the result to her husband. Yeah, the result is the fact that the neighbors have bought a new car. Yeah, or in the case when we teachers come to the classroom and ask students, have you done your homework? Yeah, our aim is to find out whether you have done your homeworks or not. Yeah, and we don't need information whether you have done it at 9 o'clock yesterday or before the lesson in 5 minutes. Yeah, but all we need is whether you have done your homework. Yeah, we need result to be done. Yeah, so present perfect. How we form present perfect? We need have, has. We need past participle. We need verb 3. The usage of present perfect to talk about experiences. I have visited London. It means that I'm saying about my experience. I don't need to speak about the time when I visited London, because here I'm sharing my experience. Yeah, to talk about actions that happened in the past but are connected to now. She has just finished her homework. Also, we have present perfect continuous. We form the form of present perfect have, has, then been, then verb plus ing. Yeah, usage to show an action that started in the past and is still continuing. I've been studying for 2 hours. To show recent activity with visible results. She is tired because she has been working. Yeah, and present perfect passive. We form them have, has, been, and past participle. The usage to focus on the result of an action, not who did it. The letter has been sent. Often used in formal or academic style. Many books have been written about history. We use as to conclude, I want to say that we use present perfect to speak about our experience. Yeah, for example, one may ask you, have you ever eaten snake's meat? Yeah, and you can say, no, I haven't. Yes, I have. Yeah, it means he or she asks information about your experience. Yeah, then the result the result of the action which you underline, yeah, for which you pay attention, as in the case, look, our neighbors have bought a new car. When teacher comes to the class and asks students, have you done your homework? Yeah, and so students, let's go to the next slide. So now let's dive into the ways of using adverbs in descriptive writing. To modify verbs showing how actions are done, adverbs add detail to actions and make them more vivid. For example, she walked gracefully into the room. The wind blew fiercely across the valley. The second, to modify adjectives, strengthening and softening description. Adverbs can intensify or reduce the effect of adjectives. For example, the view was extremely beautiful. He felt rather tired after the journey. Third, to modify other adverbs, adding precision. Adverbs can describe the degree of another adverb. For example, she spoke very softly. He ran quite quickly to catch the bus. Fourth, to describe time and place, setting the scene, useful in descriptive passages to show when and where things happen. For example, the village looked quiet yesterday. Birds were flying overhead nearby. Fifth, to create mood and atmosphere. Adverbs help express feelings, tone, and atmosphere. For example, the children laughed happily, filling the air with joy. He started silently, creating tension in the room. On this slide, you can see some simple and meaningful quotations about forest. Yeah. So students, let me read some of them. The clearest way into the universe is through a forest wilderness. A forest is a living community, not just a collection of trees. Forests are the lungs of our land, purifying the air and giving fresh strength to our people. And into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul. So questions, students, look at this slide. Here you have given questions, and you can press pause button and try to give answer to this list of the questions in order to find out what kind of information you have gained from today's lesson. You have studied from today's lesson, yeah? So here we have given you a descriptive writing task, yeah, students? Get acquainted with the instruction of this task, and you may press the pause button and read the task, read the instruction of the task and do it. So, my dear students, the next one is a research project. Students, you may press pause button, get acquainted with the instruction of this research project, and do this task. So, my dear students, I think it's time to conclude our lesson. The definition of the words a forest and the forestman were identified. The factors influencing deforestation were studied. The advantages of forests for human life were considered. The use of present perfect was explained. The ways of using adverbs in descriptive writing were elucidated. Students, here we have given you the list of the references. You may find out a lot about today's lesson from the list of these references. I think it's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much for your attention. Goodbye, my dear students.